Okay, so we are here at the Negroni Cocktail Competition, speaking with Ann Dimmick, who is what's your title?
Oh, I'm state manager of Ohio, Michigan, and Iowa, so all of the Midwest control states for Campari.
Wonderful. And so this is just one event in a full week known as Negroni Week. Can you just tell me in a nutshell what Negroni Week is?
Sure. So Negroni Week actually started back in 2013. And funny story, it started in Portland, Oregon. It was actually the idea of a bartender out there who really loved Negronis. They were his favorite drink. And so they came up with this idea to have different bars in town feature a Negroni for the week and pick their own charity and donate a certain, dollar or so per cocktail to the charity of their choice all week. From there, it went nationwide and then worldwide, and so now it is actually the largest Drink for a Cause charity cocktail week in the world, covering 6 continents. I think in the United States this year, I believe we have over 3,000 bars and restaurants participating. Here in Columbus, we have about 25 bars and restaurants that are participating, so really fun.
Wow, that's amazing. What an amazing way to give bars an opportunity to give back to their community. And so they can choose any charity that they want?
Yes. So, and a lot of them choose a local charity. They partner up with it. I'm not sure the charity that we're doing at the Joseph Hotel, but one charity that the USBG worked with a lot, as an example, and we did a day of service, was Freedom a la carte. It's a charity based here in Columbus, and it involves training people that were victims of human trafficking in the culinary arts. And so the bartenders from a lot of the bars that are participating in Negroni Week got together and donated several hours and did a deep clean of their kitchen space, reorganized some offices, detailed their delivery van. So it's been really great.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you have 4 bartenders competing tonight from different bars. Were they narrowed down from a larger field, or how does that work?
Yes. So this is actually, I believe, our 3rd or 4th year doing this competition. It's Campari along with Middle West Spirits, based right here in Columbus. So the bartenders can choose to use Campari and they can use their gin or any of their bourbons or whiskeys or ryes, anything that they have from Middle West Spirits, and create what they feel is the best Negroni or Boulevardier variation. So we call it the Spirits of Columbus Negroni competition. We generally get, between 15 to 25 submissions every year. They tend to be from some of the best bartenders in town, so it's really hard to narrow down, but we take those submissions, we send them to some people that are out of state that don't know any of us, and then they limit it down or help us limit it down to what they feel are the final 4, the best 4. And then we actually have a juried competition tonight. So we have some judges go around and decide their best Negroni based on the criteria. And then we also have a fan favorite. So everybody here gets a vote tonight.
That's wonderful. What a great event. I know you're busy, so I'll let you go, but thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
Thank you.
So if you could just tell me your name and where you work.
My name is Nate Howe, and I work at the Huli Huli Tiki Lounge in Powell.
And what did you make tonight for the competition?
The name of my cocktail is called the Crimson Skies, and it's a take on a Boulevardier.
Okay, and what are the ingredients?
It has Middle West Pumpernickel Rye, Averna Amaro, and Cinzano Sweet Vermouth. I also top it with a egg white foam that's made with Campari, falernum, and red grapefruit juice.
Oh, wow, that sounds great. And what is your garnish?
I'm garnishing it with a candied orange peel.
Oh, wonderful. That sounds amazing. So what was your inspiration for the cocktail?
Honestly, it's when I thought about Negronis, I wanted to, my mind went straight to a Boulevardier. I've always been a big fan of that. I love the way whiskey pairs with Campari. I do love a good Negroni, but this was just where my head went, and I felt like there was more I could do with that. I feel like a Negroni kind of is so straightforward and kind of perfect, being such a balanced cocktail. I was like, if I want to mess with it, I'm gonna go with one of the variants. And so there was actually another bartender I work with by the name of Doug Winship, who makes a drink that's similar in build, but very different in its components. And I thought of that because he does an egg white foam, and it's actually a sweeter, fruitier. He does it with pomegranate and Cappelletti, Amaro, and stuff, and then he uses a passion fruit foam on it. And I just love the way that it presented. I was like, that's something that would translate really well into a Boulevardier. So I went to work with some of the ingredients that came to mind, and this is what I came up with. So
Well, it sounds wonderful. Good luck tonight, Nate.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Name and who you work for.
Hi, I'm Angelique Seller, and I work at Mouton off North High Street in the Short North.
Okay, what is the name of your cocktail?
My cocktail is called Tales of a Bitter Harlot.
And tell me about that.
Well, basically, I'm inspired by the show on Hulu. It's called Harlots. I think my cocktail is very dessert-like, and I came up with the cocktail because it seemed like the last drink that you should have at the end of the night. The show circles around the 18th century about sex workers and prostitution, and I kind of just wanted to put a spin and represent that sex work is okay. We should support all women, and I wanted to make a sexy cocktail to kind of represent and make it modern day.
Super fun. And what are the ingredients?
Yeah, so my ingredients are Middle West Spirits, the OYO Pumpernickel Rye. I infuse Campari with coffee locally from One Line. And then I'm using Averna, some molasses syrup, and Hellfire bitters.
Awesome. And what is your garnish?
My garnish is a strawberry rose, and for everyone trying my cocktail, I made individual small strawberry hearts.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, thank you, Angelique, and best of luck to you.
Oh, thank you.
Your name and where you work.
My name is Jesse Hubbard. I work at the Great Southern Whiskey Bar inside the Westin Hotel.
And what's the name of your cocktail you're making tonight?
The name of my cocktail is Room with a View.
And what's in it?
It is Middle West Spirits, Pumpernickel Rye, pineapple-infused Campari, some of the Shinzanza vermouth, and also the OYO Stone Fruit Vodka with a smoked sea salt spritz.
And what's the garnish?
Garnish is going to be pineapple leaves and blood orange peel.
Sounds beautiful. And what was the inspiration for this cocktail?
So the inspiration, working at a hotel and a whiskey bar at the hotel, I wanted to do essentially a riff on a Boulevardier, which is probably the most famous riff on a Negroni. And I wanted to include the whiskey in that. Aside from that, I wanted to try to encompass a lot of the familiar summer feeling, the summer smells, the summer tastes of, pineapple, sea salt, the smoke. Try to take you to a place where you're on the beach, on a bonfire, drinking a lovely cocktail in the evening. So try to do all of that without straying too far from what the original cocktail is. I want people to be able to taste it and recognize that, that it is Negroni without too much explanation, but also kind of taking a little bit of a journey.
Wonderful. It sounds great. Your name and where you work.
Logan Demi, the Citizens Trust, downtown.
And what's the name of your cocktail you're making tonight?
It's the rinse, reuse, and repeat. The idea was to kind of save some of the things that we were throwing away. So we've got Blue and Petal Gin that's been washed with cocoa butter. The cocoa butter was already used to wash bourbon, so it's a lot softer of that kind of cocoa butter wash. And then also a little bit of citrus cordial, which we make from all of our leftover juice from the previous week.
Yum, that sounds amazing. And what was the inspiration for this?
Well, the drink is, I think, 1 part beach, which is why I'm dressed like a tourist.
All right.
1 part environmentally conscious, and then always just a little bit of science. So we're going to be serving methylcellulose foams that are made with Campari.
Okay.
Those are going to be dipped in liquid nitrogen. Kind of a cool little treat to start off the cocktail with.
So an amazing presentation, obviously.
That's the hope.
All right. Well, good luck for the Negroni competition at the Joseph Hotel tonight. And I'm going to go around and have you introduce yourself and tell me where you work.
Awesome. Tommy Householder, Watershed Distillery.
Blair Beavers with the Columbus Craft Cocktail Tour.
Christopher Nunn, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits.
Christina Basham, Middle West Spirits, and USPG Columbus.
So, Tommy, what are you looking for tonight in the winning Negroni cocktail?
Seeing how people kind of keep it close to the classic, but also just the small variations that they do, whether they tie a food element to it, a kind of like visual element to it, a smelling element to it, things that are kind of outside the traditional liquid component of a cocktail. I look for in cocktails is things like that. So.
And Christina, how are these being scored?
They're being scored on visual aesthetic, overall cocktail balance, Negroni variation as far as encompassing what the original Negroni was about, but uplifting it, whether you're doing a Boulevardier riff or you're maybe doing something that's like molecular gastronomy. So there are definitely some different scoring patterns that we're going to look at.
Okay. And Chris, are you generally a Negroni fan?
Oh, absolutely. It's a classic cocktail. It's I actually tend to gravitate towards sort of Negroni riffs like Boulevardier, but I'm much more of a gin fan than I am today than I was maybe a year or two ago. So I've had some very exciting Negronis already this week. It's been a lot of fun.
And what's your thought on the Negroni week in general, the charity around it?
I think it's absolutely tremendous. If you look at our industry nationwide, it brings together bartenders, it brings together people on the distributor side, it brings together communities. It's all for such a great cause. It's a lot of fun. We see some really exciting cocktails come out of this week every single year. It's great.
And Blair, this is the second year you've been asked to judge, which I know you love because Negroni is one of your favorite cocktails. What are you looking for tonight?
Well, in addition to innovation, I really like a balanced cocktail. So they can innovate however they want as long as it's still a balanced cocktail. That's what I want to have.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thanks you guys for taking your evening off to judge this competition.
Thank you.
Once again, good evening, Negroni fans, and welcome. My name is Chris. I'm with Premier Entertainment. I'm ecstatic that I could be here again to play tunes for this year's Negroni competition. Before we go any further, we'd like to thank a few people. First of all, we'd like to thank the Soul Bar at Le Meridian, the Joseph Hotel, for hosting us this evening. We'd also like to thank our esteemed judges, Blair Beavers of the Columbus Craft Cocktail Tours. Also, Chris Nunn of Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits. Tommy Householder of Watershed Kitchen and our 2018 champion. And finally, Christina Bosham of Middle West Spirits. She brought her cheering section with her. Folks, our Judge's Choice winner of the evening. We can. We're going to have our past winner, Tommy Householder, announce our Judge's Choice winner. Tommy?
All right, so from the Great Southern Whiskey Bar, Jesse Hubbard. So this was the closest People's Choice competition we've ever had. So the People's Choice for this year is Logan Demi out of Citizen Trust.
Congratulations, Logan, and a testament to the quality of our contestants this year. All of our contestants were within 9 votes of each other. So wow, everything was really close. Congratulations once again from Citizen Trust Bar, Logan Demi, our People's Choice winner, and our Judge's Choice winner from the Great Southern Whiskey Bar at the Westin Hotel, Jesse Hubbard.
So congratulations, Jesse Hubbard from the Great Southern Whiskey Bar on your win tonight for the Negroni cocktail competition. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. I was honestly so excited just to be a part of this event. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I'm very humbled. I don't take this for granted. It really means a lot to me to have won this today. And it was just great to see so many familiar faces and meet so many new folks here today. And I'm really happy, and it hasn't really sunk in yet.
Well done. Your cocktail was amazing, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you so much.
All right.